Hello everyone, welcome to the online tutorial for Vidyavan Higher Secondary School. Today my topic is class 12 botany. The chapter is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In my previous video I have done till the pollination, the agents of pollination. Okay, now in this video I will start with the process of the fertilization. That means how we know the definition of fertilization, but how this fertilization is actually taking place in case of the plants, we will see that today. So let's get started. So our topic is fertilization. Now we all know that in case of fertilization, two dissimilar haploid gametes come together, fuse with each other and produce a single cell structure that we termed as zygote. But in case of angiosperm, we will see that how this fertilization is actually taking place. But before seeing the fertilization, we will at first see the male and the female gametes and their development. Now, at first we will see the male gamete. Now, what is the male gamete in case of flowers? We know that it is pollen, or you can say pollen grains. Now, this pollen is actually look like what? It is a small circular structure, right? This is the pollen, we know that. Okay, now this pollen is actually bounded by two structure, or you can say two membrane. Understood? The outer membrane is called exine, the inner membrane is called intine, and this is the nucleus. Got it? Now there is a pore present at the end of the pollen grain. This pore is termed as germ pore. We have heard about the term pollen tube. This pollen tube will actually generate or originate from this germ pore. How? We will see. Now this next, what will happen when this pollen grain will fall on the stigma. Okay, this pollen grain will actually consume the sugary substances which are secreted from the stigma. As soon as it will absorb those sugary substances, what happen? This pollen grain will actually increase in size. That means it will swell up, it will increase in size. As soon as it will increase in size, the formation of the pollen tube will take place through this germ pore. Okay, now we will see how this pollen grain will actually pollen tube will actually develop. Now this is the pollen grain. Now this pollen tube is actually emerging. See, this is the exine, this is the intine, and when these pollen grain will actually develop, what happen? The nucleus which are situated in the pollen grain, this nucleus will also divide and it will form two nucleus. First is the generative nucleus, second is the tube nucleus. Got it? What will happen? See, this tube nucleus will actually situated at the tip of the pollen tube. Okay. Now what will happen? This pollen tube will actually continues to grow. Okay. To become long until and unless it will reach the ovary to fertilize the egg, it will grow. Okay, and there will be the tube nucleus. And what will happen to this generative nucleus? This generative nucleus will again divide. Okay, this generative nucleus will divide and form two nucleus. These two nucleus are termed as sperm nuclei and one tube nucleus. This tube nucleus already were there. Now the generative nucleus will actually divide to form two sperm nuclei. Okay, now you will ask that ma'am, one sperm will be there to fertilize the egg. Then what will be the fate of the another sperm? We will see. We will see what will happen to this sperm nuclei. Okay, now what will happen? This this pollen tube will grow and will ultimately reaches into the ovary. Okay, and this pollen tube will degenerate. When it will reach the ovary, this pollen tube will degenerate. Okay, that means it will get destroyed. As soon as this pollen tube will get destroyed, this tube nucleus will be also getting destroyed. Okay, thus when this tube is getting destroyed, these two sperm will be released out. Okay, the one sperm will fertilize with the egg and will form the embryo. Next, what will happen to the another sperm? The second sperm will combine or will fuse with the secondary nucleus. And this will form the endosperm. Got it? Now this is the general, that one sperm will fertilize the egg and will form embryo, and the second sperm will fertilize or will fuse with the secondary nucleus and will form the endosperm. This is the general thing. This is the general structure of the male gametophyte and how it will enter into the ovary. Next, we will see the development of the female gametophyte. Now this is the female gamete, or you can say female cell, that is the egg cell. This is the general structure of the ovary and the developmental phases of the female gametophyte. What happens? This is the general cell which is having the nucleus. Now this nucleus will actually divide into two nucleus. Okay. Now these two nucleus will go to the extreme two ends. Got it? Now these two nucleus will divide. First of all, it will divide and it will produce two nucleus over here, and similarly over here two nucleus. Got it? From one nucleus, two nucleus is produced. Similarly over here. Now these two will again divide and will produce again two more. Same over here. That is the same division of the nucleus. Okay, that means from one nucleus we are getting four nucleus, and from over one nucleus we are getting four nucleus. Okay, that means four on this side and four on this side. Now one nucleus from each side will come at the middle and will fuse together. One nucleus from here and one nucleus from here come in the middle and will fuse together. Okay, this fusion, this resultant product is the secondary nucleus. What? Now, remaining over here three nucleus. Now you just tell me, all these are haploid nucleus. Okay, all these three and the another one, those who actually came and formed the secondary nucleus, all are haploid. So haploid means, what is the thing? N. The chromosome number is N. So one N from here, one N from here togetherly form the secondary nucleus. So what will be the chromosome number of the secondary nucleus? It will be haploid or diploid. Two nucleus are being used to fuse it. So N plus N giving us 2N. So it will not be the haploid. Okay, the secondary nucleus will not be haploid, it will be diploid. Got it? Remaining over here only three nucleus, and over here also three nucleus. From this three nucleus, what we will get? These two are the synergids. And this one is the egg cell. That means the female cell. And these three cells are the antipodal cells. Got it? Now, this egg nucleus or the egg cell will be fertilized by the sperm. Okay? And these synergids, what is the function of these synergids? These synergids actually guide the sperm nucleus to come and fertilize the egg cell. Got it? So, function of the egg cell, that means it will fuse together with the sperm to form the zygote. The synergids will actually guide the sperm cell in order to perform the fertilization process, and the function of these antipodal cells, these are still unknown. And what happens with the secondary nucleus, we will see in the later on. Now our female egg cell or the structure of the female egg cell is done. Our female gametophyte structure is done. Now we will go into the process of double fertilization. Double fertilization is what? We have known that the sperm nucleus is 2, right? One will fuse with this one, right? One sperm will fuse with this one and will produce the zygote, right? So what will be the chromosome number of it? N from the egg cell and N from the sperm cell. So chromosome number is diploid, that means 2N. Okay, now another sperm is left. One sperm is being fused with this egg cell forming the zygote. Another sperm cell is left that will fuse with the secondary nucleus. Okay, so secondary nucleus, I can say secondary nucleus plus sperm. Got it? Now this secondary nucleus, what is the chromosome number of the secondary nucleus? 2N. So it is 2N. What is the chromosome number of the sperm? It is haploid, so N. So 2N plus N. The chromosome number of the resultant product will be 3N. And what will be the resultant product? This secondary nucleus and the sperm will fuse together to form the endosperm. This endosperm is the nutritive tissue from where a growing plant gets its nutrition. So secondary nucleus and sperm will fuse together to form the endosperm, which is not haploid, not diploid, but triploid in nature. 2N plus N equals to 3N. Got it? So why it is called double fertilization process in case of angiosperms? Because one sperm will fertilize the egg cell, another sperm will fertilize the secondary nucleus. So 2 times fertilization is taking place. That is why double fertilization. This type of fertilization is also sometimes termed as the triploid fertilization. Why? Because of the formation of the triploid structure, endosperm. That is why it is also termed as triploid fertilization. So this was all about the female gametophyte, male gametophyte and the double fertilization process. So I think we will keep our video for today till this much. In our next video, we will continue with the next portions of the chapter. So, thank you.